This is the program that shows you the side of police chase videos they didn't want you to see.
He picked up speed, look at that!
Bungled arrests, kamikaze crooks, and cop-based carnage of all kinds. Welcome to Cops Uncut 2, the real car crash TV.
On my way. Car's on fire.
Coming up.
Oh my God.
Near-death experiences. Disrespectful clients.
And I was driving when you were wetting your pants.
And good old-fashioned car chases. After stabbing someone during a failed armed robbery and getting half the LAPD on their back, the two suspects in this Camaro are very desperate indeed. Desperate enough to send themselves right over the edge.
Oh my God.
If we look at that again, we can see that the driver pulls a dramatic Dukes of Hazzard style stunt.
Oh my God.
But perhaps he hasn't realized that at the other end of the dirt track is a sheer drop, and the brief moment of soaring glory ends up in a pile of twisted metal on the road below. In fact, only one of the suspects is well enough to pull himself out of the wreck and carry on the escape. Unconcerned with any of that honor among thieves stuff, this guy leaves his partner in crime to the mercy of the cops. With the car out of action, the fugitive decides to take in the scenic views by foot. He first explores the delights of LA's open sewers. Then he takes a little light jog through the picturesque surroundings of the local scrapyard, eventually settling on a hiding place underneath some disused domestic appliances. But the cops have tracked him down. They've gathered at the gates, and it's not long before they send in the dogs to sniff out their suspect. Eventually, the man is taken into custody and sent on his way to the slammer. He may have put two people in hospital, driven off the edge of the road, and left his friend for dead. But this guy really couldn't have picked more appropriate hiding places, either in the sewers with all the other rats, or in a junkyard with the rest of the garbage.
Taking off again.
As a cop, sometimes it can be difficult to make friends.
You give me a ticket, sir, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
But this trooper is obviously giving it his best shot.
What are you going for under there?
I'm going for my billfold. You think I've got a gun?
I don't know what you have, okay?
The pair seem to be getting on like a house on fire.
All you hicks around here, you see guys from
I want to see your license.
Hey, he got money. I'm going to nail him.
And soon the friendly banter is in full swing.
Yes, I do.
You haven't even let me finish telling you why I stopped you yet.
I'm not interested.
Okay. You're going to receive a citation for speeding.
I was not speeding.
You don't even know where I'm talking about, sir.
I am not speeding. I drove all the way up here. Since 8 o'clock this morning.
The suspect seems to be in denial.
I was not speeding.
So the cop offers to show him his equipment.
You want to see the radar or not?
No, the radar don't mean a shit.
Okay. What year is your car?
Not 84, it says on the driver's license.
Every good friendship has its ups and downs.
Don't you press it or you're going to go to jail, sir. You got it?
Perhaps it's time everyone took a breather.
Wait here, I'll be right back.
In his absence, the driver seems to have missed the cop. He doesn't want them to fall out of touch again. And he shares a little personal history with his uniformed companion.
I was born and raised here, by the way, and I was driving when you were wetting your pants. That's another thing. You understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Probably when your father was driving before your father was.
Sir, do you want me to try to explain this to you or not?
No, I'm not interested. You just give me the goddamn ticket and I'm gone.
Okay.
The bosom buddies make arrangements for another get-together.
Also next time?
There'll be no next time.
If there is a next time, listen to what I'm saying, sir.
I'll find out from your boss, and I'm write a letter.
Okay.
You bet your life. You think that you,
Sir?
You just stop for a kick. I've got news for you.
Sir, listen to me, okay? When you're looking in your rearview mirror at me, you better stop next time. You understand that?
I wasn't looking, man, because I wasn't doing anything.
I had to hit the siren, I hit the pulse lights and everything else.
That's
Okay.
because I wasn't.
They may have only known each other for a short time,
Okay.
Oh, yes, I was.
but one thing's for certain.
You would have seen.
I was born and raised here, by the way, and I was driving when you were wetting your pants.
This pair certainly had a very special relationship.
Thank you.
Still to come, demolition derbies, teamwork takedowns, and articulate officers.
Son of a bitch.
There's no doubt that being a cop can be a very gratifying experience. But occasionally it's obvious that someone is enjoying themselves slightly too much. This blurry footage is from a hidden camera inside a Las Vegas motel room placed there by this working girl to catch a certain cop in the act. Allegedly, this bad boy has been abusing his position as a policeman by making many local call girls choose between jail and his own unique form of community service. The fine, upstanding officer takes his hardcore backhander, all the while unaware that he's on film. But before Pretty Woman can finish up, the beautiful moment is shattered by a knock on the door. Afraid of being caught with his pants down, the cop hurriedly packs away his equipment and slinks out quietly. Seconds later, the hooker gratefully greets her welcome interruption, gathers her clothes and runs off too. But by then, the whole sordid event has been caught on tape. This bent copper seriously abused his job as a police officer to land himself a job of a very different variety. Needless to say, when this blue movie is used as evidence in court, the officer concerned faces some very stiff punishment indeed. Drunk test dummies. Drunk drivers always make for some great police videos, which might be why this Ohio officer at the scene of this sobriety test
We do up the country club.
Chef.
employs some relatively fancy camera work to capture the drama as it unfolds.
I'm going to take your right hand, put it under your chin. The reason I'm going to have you do that is I'm going to have you follow the very tip of this pen to your eyes and your eyes on.
Scene 1, back of cruiser, night. Drunk driver tries a bit of follow the birdie. Scene 2, exterior road.
Be able to walk a straight line.
Yeah.
And the sobriety tests continue.
Stand on one leg.
Scene 3, heroic officer pushes DUI suspect out of harm's way. While a completely different drunk driver arrives stage left and very nearly mows them both down. The cop's home movie has suddenly become an action flick.
You all right? Sir, you okay?
No, sir.
From the pickup's passenger side steps a poor man's stone-cold Steve Austin. He's quite scary to look at, but seems sober enough. Tonight's designated driver, on the other hand, can't even stand up without police assistance.
You go to the back of the truck.
I'm just trying to help you guys out.
Police videos are often a mixture of comedy
Chef.
and tragedy. But just when this officer thought he'd found his leading man, 2 more drunk test dummies crashed the party and stole the show.
You think I see my line?
When it comes to crime busting, sometimes the cops enjoy all the fun of the fair. In this footage from Wisconsin, for instance, the police seem to be engaging in a good old-fashioned bumper car ride. And when the suspect in the car ahead refuses to stop, the deadly dodgems just carry on. It could be worse though. The cops could have used the ghost train or maybe even the tunnel of love as inspiration for their intervention. As it is, the pursuing police are able to send the suspect spinning without the need for a Ferris wheel. Now it's time for the cops to switch attractions from bumper cars to the shooting gallery. Perhaps they're hoping to win a traditional set of fluffy dice. But just because they're clearly enjoying themselves, the police don't want to hobble the fun. So they make a promise to their suspect that even though he's led them on a roller coaster journey and shown them a whirling waltzer of a time, the next ride is definitely on them. In America, the amount of alcohol that can be legally consumed before you drive varies from state to state. But it's safe to assume that the bloke in this blue car is well over the limit. In fact, he's had at least 24 cans of beer, which is why the Florida police are rather eager to stop him. But even a nasty shunt like that and the fact that his car is now belching out huge clouds of smoke isn't going to keep this drunken wreck from tearing up the tarmac. He's sunk enough booze to send a large elephant into a coma, and his motor is falling apart right before our very eyes. He's a liability and he needs to be stopped, but before the police can take the drunk off the roads, he does so himself by turning sharply onto a dirt track. His getaway car has definitely seen better days, and hurtling around on these untreated surfaces probably isn't going to help it either. The guy swerves all over the place, leading the cops deeper and deeper into uncharted territory and terrorizing any innocent civilians he passes on his alcohol-fueled joyride. Inevitably, the car gives up completely. But 24 cans of beer can also have a detrimental effect on your ability to stand up straight, and on foot, the sozzled suspect is an awful lot easier for the cops to catch. If this bloke wasn't smashed enough to begin with, then he certainly was once the cops got involved. But with a whole crate of beer in his system and a car that was clearly on its last legs, it wasn't long before his drunken escape attempt fell flat on its face.
Taking off again.
When you're in the thick of a high-speed cross-country chase, your fellow officers need to understand everything you're saying. That's why the police have developed a whole new set of complicated code words that all officers have to learn and use in official communications. You might, for example, want to refer to a stolen car like this as a 1014. Otherwise, your fellow officers might get completely the wrong end of the stick and head off in completely the wrong direction. And if something like this should happen, then this code
45
is the police equivalent of 999. Some code words can be colourful and a little easier for the layperson to understand. This, for example,
Get that motherfucker, check him out, please.
means there's a sick or injured person, as does this.
This is a fucking victim over here.
While this,
Son of a bitch.
and this,
Motherfucker.
simply mean it's time for the cop to wash his filthy mouth out.
Taking off again.
Still to come. Why you should approach with caution. Why you shouldn't stall in a police chase. And why you should think before you speak.
Listen to what I'm saying.
It's not often that cops get to solve 2 crimes in one go. But today, the Alabama police are about to get a lucky break. Officers are in pursuit of this white Cherokee Jeep after the driver refused to pull over. The traffic troopers' suspicions were raised when the Jeep was observed driving at unusually slow speeds on the freeway. Now, however, the suspect seems to be making up for lost time, speeding down the road ahead, and when the lanes are busy, speeding down the hard shoulder instead. For some reason, the driver and his passenger really don't want to stop, so much so that when the officer pulls up beside them and tries to flag them down, their escape attempt takes a very big turn for the worse. By the looks of it, someone hears a distant ice cream van. Mercifully, both suspects have survived. The men are removed from the Jeep in the usual way and arrested for refusing to yield. But it turns out that not yielding is probably the least of their problems. Because on closer inspection, the officers find a 3-day-old corpse on the back seat. So the pair they've just picked up could be guilty of something a lot more serious. After failing to see the danger signs, at least 2 of the guys in this Jeep are lucky to be alive. But when a not-so-alive murder victim is found hidden in the back seat, it turns out that the arresting officers should have a feast of wrongdoings to solve. Most cops are proud of their uniform. But the cop who's pulled over the car ahead for speeding is particularly well-dressed.
Hello, sir.
Because he's wearing this season's must-have accessory.
The reason I stopped, she's doing 88 miles an hour. 55.
The bulletproof vest.
Radio, this been shot!
Thanks to America's obsession with guns, even the most minor of traffic incidents
The reason I stopped, she's doing 88 miles an hour.
can quickly turn into a shootout. Which is why when it comes to bulletproof vests, it's not so much clothes maketh man, as clothes saveth man.
Radio, this been shot!
Choose your wheels wisely. If you're a desperate criminal in a hostage situation, you might assume that an SUV like this would make the perfect getaway car. Just try and pick a model that isn't likely to stall at precisely the wrong moment. If it does, then make sure that your vehicle is fitted with child-proof, or even better, cop-proof locks. This should hold off the blundering bobbies long enough for you to get your engine restarted, at which point it should be fairly easy to outrun any cops who attempt to give chase on foot. Once the police are back in their own cruisers and the pursuit continues in earnest, they'll almost certainly attempt to run you off the road. So your getaway car should be as fast and as maneuverable as possible. But just because the car you're driving looks a little sporty and has a spare tyre stuck on the back, don't believe everything the salesman said about off-roading. Take it onto more rugged terrain and you could wind up stuck in the mud sooner than you think. By which time it's quite possible that those quick-witted cops will now have learned how to open car doors. Nighttime traffic stops can often be alcoholic, unpredictable, and dark affairs.
Where's your driver's license? I'm a police officer.
But sometimes they're so surreal,
Listen to what I'm saying.
they take on an almost spiritual quality.
No, I don't want a Hail Mary or a Hallelujah. I want to know how long you've been here. Hail Mary? Not Hail Mary.
Okay. What would you like?
I want your driver's license first of all.
Okay.
The officer gets the man out of his car and asks him the obvious question.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
Trouble is, what he gets in reply
I had to put it down to the science, I guess about 6.5 minutes.
isn't the obvious answer, and simply repeating the same questions over
Do you have a driver's license or not?
and over again
I want to see your driver's license, sir.
doesn't seem to help much either.
Where is your driver's license?
To my left.
Where is your driver's license?
Where is my driver's license?
Yeah.
To my left.
Where to your left? Do you understand what I'm saying? Where is your driver's license?
To my left.
Where?
So eventually the officer tries a different approach.
Have you been through high school, you said?
Yes, I have.
Can you say the alphabet straight through from A to Z?
And gets the characteristically bizarre response.
Let's see. 1996, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 199. Let's see. Maybe you make it 191, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99.
Okay, tell me when you're done, okay?
100.
You're done?
100.
Are you done?
Yes, I am.
It's probably safe to say that this guy has failed his DUI test.
That's good.
All credit to the officer, though, who may not be a religious person himself.
No, I don't want a Hail Mary or a Hallelujah.
But after keeping his cool throughout such an exasperating interview,
Where's your driver's license?
To my left.
he clearly has the patience of a saint.
We're not supposed to be comfortable, but I only clicked it once.
Let's revel in today's highlights one more time. We dived into our first chase. Then we slowed things down with an insult.
And I was driving when you were wetting your pants.
We got down to the job in hand, before acting above the call of duty. We played bumper cars with boy racers, and pinned the tail on the drunk. Added a few words to our vocabulary,
Son of a bitch!
and followed the signs literally. We've been shot at, locked out, and led up the garden path.
Where's your driver's license?
Be careful out there.